Facebook. It's Tuesday. It's 2 p.m. in the UK. Hello, Fonz.
Hi. I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah.
And to prove it, there you are.
Yeah.
You're back. You're back
I
with
felt,
your microphone.
Yeah, I felt like something out of a Night of the Living Dead movie for the last month. Must be about a month. God.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes down you, doesn't it? And you just yeah. Last thing you want to do is actually come live. So it's good to have you back today.
Yeah.
And as we wait for people to arrive and say welcome to the show. And this is I Live Here with Fonz and Steven. And we say hello to Cheryl. Are we still entitled to say Happy New Year to people?
I don't know. How long does that go into the new year?
I don't know.
We're saying welcome back. Thanks.
Well, welcome back, everybody, and have a fantastic 2019. And John's here. He who spots all the spelling mistakes is here. And
yeah,
Peter,
but the good thing about it is it proves that he actually read it. So
he did. He read. John, you read it. Thank you. We're taking positives this year. Every negative can be turned into a positive. And we've got a Happy New Year from Cheryl. Nice to see you, Cheryl. And Mr. Peter Stewart, all the way up in Aberdeen. Hello, Peter. And we started a minute early, and that seems to be working quite well. All good. And people are talking to each other, which is what we like.
Good. That's good.
Now, we're going to have plenty of adventures in 2019 because I'm got the gimbal ready, or Angelica's getting that ready, so we'll be out and about around devices, and Fonz will be out and about in Cambridge. But if you'd like to join us, Cambridgeshire. Sorry, sir. Sorry.
and Cambridge. And yeah, I'm going to do some more villages around Cambridgeshire, and also some different bits in the city centre as well.
All right. And what we've been talking, looking forward to it. What we've been talking about in past shows is basically how you can get involved in 2019. Now, thank you to Ricky and to Gospel, who joined us last year. We'd like more people either to send in videos or to come live on the show. Speaking of which, if you want to join us on camera, then you can just type the word guest and you can join us on camera. Now, as you've noticed, we do have a new messenger bot running today. And, well, we do appreciate, I'm just going to read the message out, which you're receiving. And it says, thank you for watching I Live Here. We enjoy your company. And signed Fonz and Steven. And we do enjoy your company. And that reply will come on your first comment. On subsequent comments, you will not get a reply because we've replied once and we know our place. But it is great to see you here today. Now, one of the things that you've talked about in the past is photographs, and you've brought along with you a selection of photographs today. Now, I'm sorry to say that they are not necessarily in the order you sent them to me.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But that's I know which ones are which, so it doesn't matter if in the wrong order. Just so people may know, I may jump forward, sideways, backwards, and up and down in time, but yeah.
Okay.
If you get what I mean.
I do get what you mean, and basically, I've got a bridge is the first photograph, just to give you a hint. I'll bring that up onto the screen, and then we'll go random from there. The floor is yours, sir.
Mathematical bridge in Cambridge. This is this is me. I'm trying to think now. 2011, going punting in Cambridge. So it's reason why I said this photo, and there's a few other punting photos coming up, is because it's a punting journey that I took and looking at the old side of Cambridge. So this is the mathematical bridge. It's all made of wood, and it's looking at some of the character of Cambridge, and it shows, just looking at the picture, you're probably sitting there thinking, wow, That's wonderful. So you don't always have to have live video. So if there's someone where you lived or close to where you live in an event or a little day out that you've had and you've took some photos, it's do the same. Cheryl's saying, I just saw that that is in Cambridge. Yep, that is indeed in Cambridge. On a punt tour. And if you look at the weather, it doesn't look that bright and sunny. I can say actually at the end of that tour, as we were just finishing off, it poured down and started thundering. And the person that I was on the punt with, and he started panicking and nearly tipped the punt over and nearly knocked us into the wall, which was quite funny. So no, it's sort of like if you've been for a day out somewhere and you want to share the memories, this sort of gives you the idea of how you can share it. I'll bring. Where's Stephen? Where's he gone? See,
I'm here.
Here he is.
Not too far away.
Here he is.
Right,
there he is. Yeah.
I was just showing yourself on the screen with a photo, but I'm all right.
Yeah,
okay.
no, that's fine. No, so if we
carry
on with it. Yeah. Do you want me just to do that? Mention what next one. Yeah, I'll do that then, so we know where we are. Okay, I'll carry on. Okay, this is Cambridge. This is a bit of lost Cambridge. Now, this is down Newmarket Road. Now, to me, telling people this is why it's important. History, they say, being an historian, I talk a lot about the past and things have changed, which is true. But this was took in 2011. And this was just me walking along the path, taking random photos while I was walking along of artwork on the walls. Of course, that was taken as it happened in 2011. Nothing to do with history, but it is now, because that moment I've recorded, none of that's there anymore. It's all been knocked down. There's a hotel there and different other buildings now. So all this is completely gone. So it's about also recording the here and the now as well. So if you take a photo, video, what you don't realize is you're recording something that may no longer be there in the future. So that's why if you do send in photos or videos or do an outside live broadcast, that you're recording today's current history as well. I'll move on to the next photo. Sorry, I'm still coughing. This is a bit further up, so you can see if these photos wasn't taken, this would have just been lost. And of course, other people were probably took photos, but you see what I mean. I wouldn't have been able to share them here with you today, and it's brilliant artwork that would have been lost. So I do recommend, if there's anything around where you live and something like this, or something that you think may be changing, that may no longer be there. Get it, even if it's just a photo. Get it down. Get a copy of it, and why not share it with us? We can put it on the show for other people to see, and that will be recorded a bit of history for future generations as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because in addition to videos, we can do photos like you're doing now.
Exactly. And this is what, but you know what I mean? That what you see there is no longer there. I took that in 2011 while I was walking along, and that was the here and then sort of thing, and as it was happening, but not there now. So it shows you history is just not about the past. It's about the present for the future. And people, if they, like I was saying, if they take photos, and as well, if they just don't want to do videos, just want to share photos, and just give us the information. If they don't want to come on and talk, we can chat about it for them and share the information, because it's about recording well, future history as well. That's where a lot of people get confused about the word historian and history, because like when this show ends, it's a piece of history, isn't it? So
it is.
Be looking back on it when people look at it on a rerun.
Truly, and when the out and abouts that you've done around Cambridgeshire, the videos that you've done are an archive now of the villages and towns as they were when you visited them in 2018.
Exactly.
But in 10 years' time, things will have changed. So it's a permanent record of how things were.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you how I first realised, because I was all doing all the old history stuff, the old streets, how it used to be and stuff, how I actually thought, no, I should be recording present day as well. There was a shopping arcade in Cambridge called Bradwell's Court, and it was right next door to Drummond Street bus station. And because I lived in Shepperth at the time, I'd get off the bus and meet my mates. A lot of people, if anybody from Cambridge is watching in there, know straight away when I say Argos, Laser Quest and all that. But it come a run-down shopping arcade. It was 1961, Cambridge's first shopping arcade. And basically it smelled of daytime viewing wee.
Okay, yeah.
But it was iconic for us because that's where we met and stuff. And it was a piece of our history and people before us as well. And they knocked it down in 2006. And I remember them knocking it down and walking through, like they had a scaffolding up and they put like a little gangway through where you could walk. And as I walked through, I thought, all the years that I've spent in Bradwell's Court, I never took one photo of it. And now it's gone. And that point made me realise it's about recording today as much as it is recording the past.
Was he proving today each photograph is a memory?
Yeah.
And also, yep. Okay, so bring the photographs back.
Yep.
Okay.
This is Newmarket Road. Should we move on to the next one? That's not Newmarket Road.
No, it doesn't like a road to me. It looks like beautiful.
Can you guess? Can you guess where? It's really hard. It'd probably be a bit hard for you because I'll tell you, it's crawled. Maybe
I'm a foreigner. Yeah.
It's actually the Botanical Gardens. Now, the reason why I put this photo up is Botanical Gardens is I've walked around there hundreds of times and different points throughout the year and took different photos. But it's a lovely walk. It's all the trees. So if there's a special place that someone enjoys, who's watching, likes visiting, and wants to share it, they can. If, like I said, not in video, you just want to share the photos, they can in exactly the same way as what I've done here. So this is just part of the Botanical Gardens. I have got more photos coming up and of the Botanical Gardens, but it shows you how you can take photos of a favourite place and share them with others through this show and tell your story of why you like that place as well. Like I was saying, you don't have to come on. You can tell us if you don't want to, because not everybody wants to appear in front of a camera. Tell us why you picked that photo and share it. Cheryl saying, seems like you did a tour. Yep. I've walked around it loads of times, endless times. It's a good place in Cambridge, because you can imagine the busy hustle and bustle, cars, people, buses, bikes, and you take a walk around there. And it's nice and relaxing, and do a lot of walking around there and thinking. So it's a lovely place. If anybody's in Cambridge, it's worth visiting and taking a walk around there.
Right, and Kelly's saying you have to watch again from the start. Yes, and we started a minute early, so you've got an extra minute to watch Kelly. And,
Indeed. That's the point. She'll be, what's the name? Be watching a bit of history.
Yep. Yeah, and Gospel is saying hello to Cheryl and hello to everybody.
Everybody's chatting to each other.
They're just chatting to each other. Shall we carry on and just, you know?
Yeah, carry on the next photo.
Oh, wait a minute. I've gone the wrong way. Hang on a minute.
No, that's fine. That's a different one. That's a different one.
No, that's the pink one. Okay.
Yeah. That's back down Newmarket. That's back down Newmarket Road, and a bit more of the artwork. That's sadly no longer there, and a moment in history. And it was brilliant because it went all the way. You can imagine this old building, and inside was basically, it was really run down, and it was given to community groups and charities. So inside the building were a lot of community groups and charities doing their thing. A few of them I was involved with, and it was completely run down, the building. But to keep it bright and colourful, they did this. But sadly, it's all gone now. And now I'm trying to think which hotel it is. Premier Inn. I'm not sure it's Premier Inn, or I'll think of it anyway. It's not Premier Inn. It's the other one.
It'll come to you. I know what it's like when you forget things or you misspell things. We're all human. That's the beauty of this.
I can see their logo in my head, but I can't see the name. But not to worry. Not to worry. Should we carry on with the next?
Yep, should it? This takes me back, to the 12-hour charity show, because you were doing the same sort of thing then. Right, the photograph is now going to be on screen.
Yeah, that's Northrop's Butchers, Burley Street. Now, this is talking about things that have changed because they're no longer there, neither. That's now been split into two shops. On the left side is Starbucks, and on the other side is a nail bar. So from Butchers, not Starbucks, Subway. So we've got Subway and a nail bar now. So they were a Butchers that were there for years and now gone. So it shows you the change of how something has changed. And that was in Burley Street in Cambridge. They're no longer. Of course, the famous Cambridge bikes there at the front of the shop. Shall we move on to the next picture? This is back at the Botanical Gardens, and that glass greenhouse, it is sweating in there. Even if it's freezing cold outside, it is sweating because of the plants. But then again, it's another way of showing, like we were saying about the first photo of the gardens, that it's about sharing somewhere that you like, somewhere you go. Like I was saying, there's a place where I go, it's all busy around me in the city centre, and I want a bit of peace and quiet, a bit of thinking time. Take a walk around the gardens, and gives you, it clears the mind, you think of things, and it's just a nice relaxation area. And if there's something like that where you are, we'd love to see it and hear your stories as well connected to it. But it is so hot in there, it's unbelievable. But it's tropical plants, isn't it? So
yep. When we went up to the Hillworth Park in the Schade 4 or 5 back, they've got the area, the greenhouses and everything, and it's good to watch the gardeners at work.
Oh, definitely. It's sort of, I don't know, it's in Cambridge, because you can imagine it's sorry, I got coughing still. In Cambridge, you see people rushing about, then you go to there, and like you're saying, you see gardeners walking around doing the thing, people just strolling around, and it's like two different worlds. Like you walk out the gate, you're in Hills Road, walk in the gate, It's crazy. But that's something about Cambridge that I like, because you can get away from it. So, but it's a place that I enjoy in Cambridge.
Yeah, I mean, in Devizes as well, you can actually you walk from the streets with the traffic noise and what have you, and go straight to the canal, and the canal is just quiet. There's no noises at all.
That's places like that I love. Cambridge has got places like that, of course, like the Botanical Gardens. All around there, there's cars whizzing by, and also other streets. I don't know if I can imagine you're the same. It's like amazing. You can hear all this busy buzz, hustle and bustle of life, and like you're saying, down near the canal, and then it's just peace and quiet. It sort of gives you both ends of it, don't it? So it is. If anybody lives like somewhere like that, it's brilliant. We've got another. This is back at Burley Street now. This shop's now gone as well. It's actually Forbidden Planet now, which is all sci-fi. And they were originally across the road. And when I was a kid, going to Forbidden Planet in the 90s, that they used to have a big full-size Dalek in the doorway, and used to love seeing this full-size Dalek, which was brilliant. But shows you how much a shop. I think this building here in the late 70s, early 80s was the Green Shield stamp shop. Of course, they came part of Argos, and I don't know if anybody out there can remember the Green Shield stamps. Yeah. Do you remember them?
I remember those. Yeah, you used to have books. You stick the stamps in, and when you filled a book, it was worth £5, and you could go and buy something, and you're actually being given the sort of bonus for actually shopping there. And
this would have been one of their shops. Of course, they merged in with Argos, didn't they? Eventually, now come a part of all that, but it shows you how things have changed. I suppose supermarkets did that as well, though, didn't they? They did coupon things. When you pay £1 into a machine, you stick a stamp in it, and you get like a tenner off your shopping or something like that. Years ago.
Yeah,
carry on.
I can tell you how long your memory is, because it finished in 1991.
Did it really? Wow.
Yep. Deceptive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can see the stamps in the book. It can't have been 28 years ago.
No.
Right, a couple of comments to catch up on.
It's shocking how time goes by.
Yeah. Cheryl is saying Grand Rapids, Michigan has Frederick Meyer Gardens. Absolutely beautiful place. Would be a great one to share pictures of. Indeed, and you can share pictures of the Four Seasons.
Definitely. Send us some pictures over.
Yep. Back to Kelly. Get the right comment now. Kelly, obviously, marijuana plants in public gardens. I can't see that happening, Kelly. And Cheryl is saying, yes, marijuana is legal in Michigan too, as well as being legal in Canada. And it's all going to pot, is our
brilliant
phrase of the day. Right, okay. And the next image that you're sharing with us today is this one.
I can only see two spires.
I can only see two spires as well. That's the photo you sent me, though.
Is it? Can we? Here we go. Can anybody guess where that is? We'll move on to the next one, but I'll tell you at the end where it is.
Right.
But this is the Bridge of Sighs in Cambridge.
That's SIGHS.
Yeah.
Bridge of Sighs.
Yeah.
No,
wonderful.
That's one of the favourite tourist spots in Cambridge, isn't it? People want to walk over that.
Indeed, it is.
Yeah, through all the back alleys and then over the Bridge of Sighs.
Definitely, yeah. That's me on a punt again, because Cambridge is full of punts.
Yeah, it's indeed. Careful. Got marijuana in the program already. It brings back one of the memories that I have of Cambridge. I love going to the Bodleian Library and walking the streets around there. And I was walking down the street and I saw this wheelchair coming towards me with a gentleman in a wheelchair and a lady actually pushing the chair. And I got closer. I thought I recognized that person. I know who that is. And it was Stephen Hawking. And he was actually going down the road to another of the colleges. And it was one of those moments where, you don't forget. You don't forget. No. The more,
I've often bumped into him, but in Cambridge, because there's a lot of people that you do bump into, but Cambridge it's a strange place, because when they do get people that are known, people just don't really take notice of them. They just walk around, just walk through. I think in Cambridge, either people don't believe it's really them, or they're quite polite. I don't know which one it is. Like, nah, that can't be such and such. Not in Cambridge. So I don't know. But there's been a few events in Cambridge that I've been to. One off the top of my head, the last time I saw him was the Winter Fair. Not this year, of course, but the year before.
Yeah.
Shortly before he passed away, he was at the Winter Fair, and I saw him there. But you often do see people around Cambridge, but people just don't say nothing to them, which I think, if they're being polite, is a nice thing. Or you don't know if they don't believe it's really them.
No, it's the British Reserve. We don't want to impose ourselves on people because we're thinking, well, everybody else is doing that. Surely they must get fed up of it. So I'm not going to say hello at all. But I take your point. It's a good one. And just to catch up again, and Stephen Hawking was, he was just unique. And
definitely. Definitely.
Okay, so now we're on to the next photograph. So these are in random order. I've got to say, Fonz gave them to me in a particular order. I've mixed them all up, so we're hopping from topic to topic.
Yeah, back and forwards. But that is actually half a photo. I don't know why, but that's the gravestone of Emma Rolfe. Now, Emma Rolfe was murdered on Midsummer Common on the 24th of August, 1876. And it is there on the photo, but I knew that anyway. And she was 16. She was murdered by a guy called Robert Browning, 25. He lived in Covent Garden. Now, not Covent Garden, just off Mill Road. And what happened, he'd been doing some work and got 5 shillings with his brother, went to the pub, came home for his supper. His mother noticed he was a bit agitated and said, look, go and lay down. Everything's best. Don't know what's up with you. Something was on his mind. But instead, he got hold of a cutthroat razor and took it with him, went back to the Four Lamps in Cambridge, which is at the end of Maid's Causeway near King Street, around that area, not far from Midsummer Common, and to the Garrick Inn, where he met Emma Rolfe and another young girl. The other young girl left. He took Emma to the Butts Green area of Midsummer Common. It's called Butts Green because that's the area, because it's a bit raised, where they used to do archery practice and stuff. So you can imagine how that was. But he took her there, and as soon as he got into a dark area, basically slit her throat. I don't go too much detail because it's daytime.
No.
basically taking her head off of her shoulders almost. He then walked up. What's that?
It's okay, carry on.
Yeah, and he walked off, went back to the pub where people noticed he was acting a bit suspicious. He left the pub and coming face to face with a PC Will, said, "I've just killed a gal on Midsummer, come on." And the strange thing is, you got the actual murder thing as well. PC Will didn't believe him, and he took him over to where the body was and showed him, and then of course PC Will immediately arrested him and took him in, and of course he was tried for murder and hanged on the 15th of December 1876. This article that you're looking at shows the whole story, but I don't know if anybody can notice there's actually a typo on this article that goes back there. It says on Thursday night, August 28th, 1876. Actually, she was murdered on the 24th, not the 28th. So they're 4 days out. So there.
Yeah.
So it shows you how sometimes back in the day when news was passed on, that it didn't get, because obviously this isn't a Cambridge news article because it says murder at Cambridge. So this is something that went out to the wider audience, that the information that got out wasn't completely correct. Somebody mixed up the days. I'm trying to think what the 24th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It would have been a Monday.
Okay.
The 28th of August, not a Thursday. I wonder if anybody noticed it back then. It was wrong.
Well, I don't know, but those were the days of typesetting, weren't they? And printing presses. And those are long gone.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, if anybody's got some old photographs of Fleet Street, as it used to be, that would be most interesting. Because the whole print industry has changed.
Oh, definitely. It's all digital stuff now. But the reason why I shared that about Emma Rolfe and this article, because there may be something similar happened where somebody lives, and they can share the same story with us as well. So like, this is such and such, this is what happened, and be great to hear that as well, a bit of their local history. So but
we've got a light and a dark side to every single place.
Oh, definitely. There's good and bad, and good and bad everywhere.
Yep. Right, I'm going to skip back a few.
Yeah.
That's where we were. So that's where we're going.
This is more the botanical gardens. So this is another photo. So there's a nice little bench on a hill, and sort of shows like a place. If they were in order, we'd have gone through them, but sort of thing. This lovely place. I'm not.
Next time.
That's all right. It's fine. So it sort of shows you of a place that you enjoy, where you could walk through and share why you like it. Because me saying that, it's got a nice little pathway that you climb up to get to the bench, and long different rocks and different things, and you walk up to it, and then you can sit on the bench and you see the surroundings around you, and it's just tranquil, really, just sitting there and watching people walk past, watching the wind blow in the trees, and it's just like that kind of out of time. That's the best way to describe it, like an out of time moment, really, that you're in your own little bubble sort of thing, sitting up there. But we'll move on to the next.
Move on. Okay. Good. And that's all right. And this one.
The murder. Now, this is the mathematical bridge here, and this is me on my punt ride. And the funny thing is, the guy who was doing the punt was saying about their history, and I was saying there's no, I don't need to know the history. You're all right. But it to me, I took this photo. I'm sharing this photo because it's about looking up. Maybe a good idea for a few people to do is in your local area, your town, city, village, or wherever you live, take a walk around. Maybe it's a challenge for you here. Take a walk around and look up at the buildings, and you'll find that there's probably things that you've never recognized before. And I didn't know that was there. And maybe send some of the photos into us of things actually. Yeah, I took the walk. I went around, took these photos, and I've noticed this. I didn't know that was there till I took the photos. And maybe it could get you digging out information about stuff as well, about something you probably didn't know about. But it's just like looking at those lovely. I took that photo because it's looking at those lovely old windows and stuff. And I'd never, if I was walking around, never looked up at them. I wouldn't, I wouldn't have even acknowledged that they were there. It was only sitting on the punt and looking up that realised that they were actually there. Should we move on to the next photo?
Indeed, we can.
And then, now this building here, where's this go back to? 2000. This goes back to 2009, and this building here was all boarded up, and everybody was campaigning. If you see, it says there www.nomillroadtescos.org. So they were planning to build a Tesco's in Mill Road. And basically they were saying they didn't want a Tesco's in Mill Road, and they campaigned against it. What do you think the outcome was? Did they?
I think that the town council decided that it was in their best interest to have the commerce actually there, and they said yes to Tesco's.
Yeah, they did. Currently, what sits there now is a Tesco store. But that shows you a bit of history that because it was a big campaign back in 2009, people trying to stop it happening, but it still went ahead, and it is currently there. And I hear they're building another Tesco's in the city centre as well. I think in Cambridge, in total, with large Tesco stores and all the little ones that they get, there is over 15, probably no 15, 16, about 17 Tesco's in Cambridge.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's overkill, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't turn a corner without seeing one.
But it's quite funny because they're putting one down Cross Lane, and it's because that's where Bradwell's Court was, and it all came it came a home for homeless people, basically. No one else where they were staying, and all the shops left, and it came just boarded up. So Tesco's are going there now, and the only shops to survive down there was Starbucks. And outside their Starbucks, as you walk past it, had a board that said, "Turn around, you've just missed Starbucks." And you walk I don't know, about 4 steps ahead, look round the corner, and there's another Starbucks in the distance. So no, You haven't missed Starbucks. You've missed one of them.
But not... Yeah.
So it's a bit crazy like that in Cambridge. But we're moving. Now who do you think this is a memorial for?
I think that's a park bench. No, it's not a park.
Definitely a park bench.
Definitely a park bench.
It is a park bench.
In Cambridge.
A park bench. Yeah.
And I'm trying to read the inscription.
In the Botanical Gardens. It's in the Botanical Gardens.
Okay.
If I read it, see if anybody could guess this. It's awfully considerate of you to think of me here. placed by the Friends of the Piper and RKB. Have you got it?
RKB. Friends of the Piper. No. I have to.
I'll give it a clue. Roger Barrett. It's Syd Barrett.
Oh, Syd Barrett. Right. Okay.
Because that's a verse from Jug Band Blues. You know, the opening line, it's awfully considerate of you to think of me here, even though I'm not here or something.
Right.
Something like that it goes. But that's the opening verse. And that was put from friends of his who put it in the botanical gardens. And I like go there. I'll sit there. That's my thinking seat. So I sit there.
Okay.
So I sit there, and when I'm thinking of ideas, it's got a big fountain in front, in the middle of it. And I sit there and just think, listening to the fountain. And because people who know me know I'm a massive fan of Syd Barrett and, of course, Pink Floyd. And Kelly's got it right, Syd Barrett, Roger Barrett, but that's what they are. And, of course, the Piper of the Gates of Dawn. The title comes about because his father used to be the keeper of the botanical gardens, and he used to have the key to open the big gates, and he was in the break of dawn and stuff. So that's where the story allegedly comes from that. But if you noticed as well, I don't know if it's deliberate or not. I had a discussion about this on a few Cambridge history groups on Facebook. There's actually a screw missing off of it, and we couldn't find no photos with all 4 screws in it. And what people think is because Syd lost the plot because he'd fried his brains on asses, he's got a screw loose.
Okay.
So we don't know if that's deliberate or not, sort of thing. Was it deliberate that they didn't? Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, it becomes part of the legend.
Yeah. So that could be an urban myth. Maybe there was 4 screws and nobody took a photo of it with 4 screws, but it's got this myth now. It was deliberately missed out because of what happened to him by frying his brains on acid, poor bloke. And he was, a lot of people talk about him and his career with Pink Floyd, but actually he was a wonderful artist as well, and should have kept with the art, I think. And Kelly saying was the founding member of the rock group Pink Floyd. But I tell you something. I'm a die-hard fan of Pink Floyd. That actually Syd Barrett founded the Pink Floyd. If you look at any album on the record that's printed with Syd on it, it says the Pink Floyd. It's only after Syd left that they lost the at the beginning. It just came Pink Floyd. So that's an interesting fact too.
Totally. I mean, it would have been his birthday last week.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, would have been. Yeah. Of course, he's a lot of people say how bad he was, but I think he got fed up of his being what he was, and he was happy just being Roger Barrett, I think.
Right.
I see him in Cambridge a few times, and lots of people see him, and he just wanted to be left alone and just be himself, I think. And I think that's sadly what happens sometimes, isn't it? Not everybody's after the fame, and some people just not wanting it as well.
True. Now, just catching up with the comments, Kelly is saying that Google is his friend, and all the answers about Syd Barrett and Pink Floyd are actually coming from Google, which is fair enough. No problem with that.
Which answers?
The ones about Pink Floyd and Syd Barrett.
Well, whose comments?
Sorry. Kelly was saying musician Syd Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said Google told him that. Because you
Oh,
mentioned,
right.
okay, he's
Oh,
been
right,
checking
yeah,
up on Google.
You're saying it the wrong way round.
Okay, and in Cambridge, is there a Walmart or Target store?
No.
No.
Walmart. The closest thing we've got is Asda, which I think they're still owned by Walmart, but I know there are talks that are being brought out by Sainsbury's, but that's the closest we've got.
Yeah.
They're more of an American company, aren't they? Target and Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Asda owned by Walmart?
Yeah, that's what it is at the moment.
Yeah.
But Sainsbury's in talks about buying it.
Oh, right, okay. And a question from Cheryl. Cheryl loves bridges, and are there any covered bridges in Cambridgeshire?
Covered. Where the bridge of size is covered over, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
There's loads of bridges in Cambridge, ones with artwork, especially down Mill Road, where people have done. There's all different kinds. Well, you have to send...
Yeah.
Cheryl have to send some of the photos of the bridges over there, and I'll have to take some round here and compare bridges.
We'll have a bridge show. And to answer Lynne, I'm just trying to find Lynne's comment, and she says we're not walking the streets today. No. Thankfully, we're both recovering from bugs caught over the Christmas period, and today is our first day back. Although it's reasonably mild outside, we thought we'd take the opportunity just to welcome in the new year in the studio and to sort of say how you can actually get involved in the show in 2019. I think it's fair to say if you want to come on the show anytime, any Tuesday at 9 a.m, then you're more welcome to do so. Talk about your own place. If you want to bring photographs with you, you can do that. If you want to shoot a video and send that in, then we'll show that on the show. And if you want to go live whilst we're live, then just let us know. You can go around the area you live or an area in which you're interested, and you go live on your mobile phone, be it an Apple or an Android, and come into the show and give us a guided tour of where you live. And that's how this all started late last year. So
definitely,
and
of course, it doesn't have to. The good thing about it now is it doesn't have to be live. You can record it and do commentary as it's playing. Yeah, as it's playing.
Yeah,
and
sorry. Yeah, we're getting back into the swing of it. I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. The other thing is just pictures. I think pictures is a brilliant idea. Of course, Cheryl's up for it. I definitely want to do that. CompareTheBridge.com.
Yeah. Okay. So please do send any photos with commentary as to where they were taken and what they mean to you, and we'll feature them in the show in the coming weeks. We're going to be back at 9 a.m. Eastern every Tuesday, come hail, rain or shine. We've got some snow on the way. We'll go out and build a snowman or
snowy pictures.
Right.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be good. So plenty of shows to come, and Fonz and Steven, the covered bridges in America, many are made of just wood.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to get some photos over. Drop us some photos over.
Yeah.
For the next couple of shows, we'll have the bridge show.
Yeah.
Because it's anybody else who's got bridges where they live, drop them in. Maybe in a couple of weeks have a bridge show special.
Good thinking.
Just looking at bridges in different places.
Yeah. If you want to join us on camera now in the last few minutes of the show, then just type guest and you can join us on camera, whether you're on desktop or mobile or tablet or anything. And weather update from Ontario. It's Sunday in Ontario is going to be, hang on. You got it? Yep. It's going to be minus 12. Feels like minus 23, and no snowman will melt here. Okay. We don't get the extremes, do we? We do get cold weather, but we don't get the extremes. And Cheryl is saying she's going to do that. Many are close by to her, and Cheryl is shivering just at the mention of snow and minus 12 degrees. I think we agree with that. I mean, minus 12, I don't think we've ever seen. No, not in my memory.
Thing is, we don't get snow on Christmas anymore, do we? Which is not for many years. I think the last time I remember it was in my childhood.
Yeah, on Boxing Day you get a sledge out.
Yeah.
Christmas Day was family, and then Boxing Day you got the sledge out. You went to the nearest park that had a slope, and you went sledging.
Nothing like that now.
No, can't do that.
When's the last real big snowstorm that you can remember over Christmas? I can't remember a really snowy Christmas. I can remember it snowing on Christmas, but not.
No, I can't remember. We could do a quick Google search following Kelly's example. So just say snow at Christmas and see if anything pops up.
It's got to be before the 80s, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so. But Google is our friend. And it didn't snow. All right. Okay. The question is, when is the last time it snowed on Christmas Day in the UK? Okay. And the answer from Google is the last widespread white Christmas in the UK was 2010. It was extremely unusual. Was there any snow on the ground? Didn't cover the whole country. It only fell in at 19 of the weather stations. So, but it's 10 years ago.
So we might not have got it. Might have been in an area we didn't get it, because unless I was abducted by aliens in 2010, I don't remember it.
Well, the sun shines on Cambridge and on Devizes, so we don't get any snow, generally speaking. We're very fortunate in that respect.
2010. I know. In '63 was a major big snow over Christmas and New Year's. Especially, I've got that's saying after if it snows and comes snowy, I'll dig them out and put them on the show. I've got loads of photos of Cambridge in '63 with a big snow blizzard of how it was. I'll have to share them if people are interested of how bad it really was, and people were actually ice skating on the River Cam as well.
Yeah, I just found a link to. The big freeze, as it was called. I'm going to share that. So this was last time we had a big freeze in the UK, and comments from Kelly and Cheryl. Okay, wow. Well, first show back. How are we? It was good.
Yeah, it's good. Hopefully, we're encouraging people more to get out. Of course, a lot of people think they have to appear. Don't need to appear. Send us your video. Send your photos. And if you don't want to appear yourself, tell us the info, and we'll share it. And of course, you could still get involved in the comments section. So while we're talking about it, you can nudge us if we get it wrong. Like if we put the photos in the wrong order.
Indeed. Or we do a typo. So we're here to learn. And Kelly's just saying we should check out Twitter for photographs of Cape Breton for snow photos. If that's what we're after, then that's the place to actually check out on Twitter.
Have to look that up.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I've heard the name before. Definitely heard the name. Right.
That hotel nearly come back to me then. I nearly remember the hotel. Premier Inn. That's it.
Right. Okay.
Right from earlier in.
Just a minute. That was when we were going through. Let's skip through the photos. Apologies for this. Stop me when you find the right one.
Back there. No, the other way.
So that is now.
No. The graffiti.
Oh, the graffiti. That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Premier Inn.
That's now Premier Inn.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if the decor inside the hotel's as good as the decor that used to be outside.
No.
And Alfredo's saying that on Twitter it now plays the video. Cheryl is smiling and exploding. Yeah, so
Human
we're
combustion.
back. And yeah, now I've got to, after this show, I've got to find out why Kelly's able to break our new welcome to the show bot. Because Kelly's the only one who can do this. He has superpowers. And every time that Kelly comments, it says, he's not commented before. But it did stop. So,
is that why we got so many
thoughts
comments?
for people to take away with them?
Is that why we got so many comments?
That's probably about a dozen of the comments.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's a win-win situation because the more comments.
I mean when it kept coming up with live video hub, like as comments, like all in a row. It just gave a massive row of them a little while ago in my end. Is that why it did that?
Just let me find an example. There we are. Hello, Lynn. Thank you for watching. I live here. We enjoy your company. Yeah. So there's been about a dozen of those gone out during the show.
I saw you get this little round. You get this little round thing that. I had a load of them pop up in one go.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Right. Would you like to close the show, sir?
Yeah, I was going to say that's another show over. New year. Same thing, but different year. This got a whole year ahead of us, so we've got basically it's like having a diary that's ready to be filled, and it's hopefully we can get people out there more involved. It's brilliant seeing wonderful comments that people share and hearing their involvement, but we'd love to get you more involved as well. So there's so many ways now with photos, video, live videos. So yeah, and it doesn't have to be present day photos. No, a lot of saying about maybe there's something, an area that you lived, you can compare how it was, your childhood memories of, I remember this was such and such, and how it is now. That it was this, but now it's this. So you can do a comparison and probably tell that story too. Or there's a major event, like I was saying about the Hammer Roll thing, that's happened where you live, and a little interesting story that you'd like to share. So there's so many things that can happen on the show, and everybody can get more involved. And of course, the key point is we're recording history as it's happening for future generations. I think that's all I can say, and I think it's the best way I can sell it. She's now singing Comfortably Numb. I feel comfortably numb after the medication I've taken over the last month. So brilliant.
Right. To everybody who's watched it today, thank you from Wiltshire in England, and Fonz and I will be back, and take care. We'll see you all again soon. Bye.
Hi.
We're good? Okay, that's definitely a wrap. Thank you for watching. We'll see you all again later. I'm just waiting for, I mean, this show might not end if I don't get the next,